Hey everybody, I hope you're good. Welcome to the Julia Kamanga show. Firstly, I hope you can't hear my neighbors outside. For some reason, they are speaking outside the window, so that's a thing. Welcome. So today we're going to be reacting differently to music. So usually I do a reacting to pop series. If you want to check that out, it has been fun, and I'm going to actually do a few more of those this year. So I'm super excited. But today I had a special request because someone I know let me know that their sister is this dope ass rapper and is releasing an album. I wish I was able to do this the day the album released, but due to particular reasons I was unable to, but it's fine. It's not too long ago that it released. By the time this comes out, it should have released a week ago. The album we're going to be listening to is by a wonderful Durban rapper named Lexikon, and the album is called the Lexikon 2.0. So I'm really excited. If I read correctly, she used to actually go by the stage name Lexikon, and I guess has rebranded since then, and this is her I think 6th or 7th album, but there are only 3 of them on Spotify that I've been able to see. But you know, I understand that's logistical reasons. She's been around for quite a while, since about like 2005, and I'm really excited because I've realized that I've fallen off knowing what's going on in the hip-hop space in South Africa. I definitely think that commercially I haven't been paying attention, and this is not to say they don't exist. It's I haven't been paying attention because it was a bit of a fall off at some point, and I was like, whatever. But this is not me to rant on the problems of hip hop. I'm just explaining why I really wanted to do this and how this is exciting. It's funny, I was actually complaining to Marcus about the fact that like I haven't listened to South African hip hop for a very long time. So we're gonna react to this album together. I want to see how I can do this. If you guys have watched my reacting to pop videos, you will understand that because of YouTube's like copyright restrictions, it is very difficult to actually listen to the music and not get written off in lots of places. For example, my last Taylor Swift video can't be seen in Germany for some reason, and it's not like I have a huge German fan base, but it does restrict, because let's say there's lots of Swifties in Germany that it would be great if they watched it and I'd get my viewership up, but now it's banned in Germany. So it's like kind of very difficult to play music on YouTube these days. It used to be so much easier, and that's why like so many people were able to do it. And if I had a Patreon where I was going to make money from it, I would definitely risk it a bit more, but I'm going to try my best to play snippets. It's exciting. I don't think it's purely just hip-hop. I think, from what I've heard, there is a bit of different like genre-esque kind of things, and that's a big thing in South Africa. With the hip-hop space, we don't usually just make hip-hop to hip-hop beats. There's also a lot of Afro beats. Sometimes, I heard there's a rock track in this. So I'm really excited to see and hear, I'm excited to hear all the different things. But yeah, let's get into it. This is Editing Jules. So I've heard that there will be a documentary coming out the same day as this video, if it is coming out on Friday. So I have the link in the description below. So make sure you check out the documentary if you want to understand how Lexikon 2.0 was created. All right, guys, let's switch on my trusty Bluetooth speaker. It's a very pink ass thing. Let's get into it. Hypo, did this light move? Anyway, let's get into it while I move this light.
Before conformity, we'd congregate for the word's sake, circling round the fireplace, bringing to life this innate, endless shape.
So with I'm Found, it is obviously the intro to the whole vibe of her music. As I've never listened to any of her... just got a pain. As I've never listened to any of her music before, I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't know what kind of hip-hop we were going to get into. With this first intro, it was very like poetic slam poetry-esque kind of feeling, kind of speaking about being found and being one with them. What's this, one with oneself? That, where you want to click and you listen to someone talk kind of thing. Does that make sense? Which I really enjoyed, because I've never really heard that from a South African standpoint a lot. I've heard some artists do it. There is another artist called, oh my God, I might butcher her name, Namu Star, I think. I'll double check. But even with her, she has a very like poetic Oshan kind of vibe. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Yes, it's like an Oshan kind of vibe, but like, and they do rap, but more rap than Oshan does, if you ever listen to them.
Oh shit, my menstrual got missed like my family. In the big city, got my skill and my man with me. Green lights, red lights, charge it like a battery.
Then the next song, Today My Love, I really enjoyed this one, because I think the features also did a very good job of like encompassing the song. I think sometimes people pick features and like there's always, especially when it's like more than one, there's always one person you're like, why did I put this person here? this sounds a bit weird or it feels awful. It's like, okay, their verse is not wrong. It just isn't as dope as the other one. Does that make sense? And obviously the main person. So this one, I think all three of them were able to do a very good job of like sounding really cohesive together, and it didn't feel out of place, but also they all had their own individual style. I even said that this one, it gives me a very like 2004 to 6 kind of feeling, because Ruby Gold, that's her name, right? Ruby Gold sounds like Natasha Bedingfield in this song. I'm a huge Natasha Bedingfield like fan. Anyway, but she sounds like Natasha been in the song, and Lex sounds, and this is where you get to see more of Lex's like rap style, and she sounds like Big Boy actually from Outkast. But Big Boy in the 90s. Okay, always Big Boy. Big Boy hasn't like really changed, but Big Boy in the 90s kind of vibes. You know what I mean? Very like I'm not so good at all these musical terms, but the cadence has a very like, it's an irregular pattern almost of how you rap, but it's not too irregular because there is a pattern of sorts. Does that make sense? So if you've never heard Outkast, which I'm like, how did you do that? You know, but I'm also very aware that people think that Outkast is just Andre 3000 and the only song that they know of Outkast is Hey Ya, which is so weird. Because they have so many albums. Anyway, let me not be that guy. I'm not gonna be that guy. But yes, so she has a very like cool Big Boy cadence to her. And I also saw that in The Power of Third. Oh, sorry. The Power to the Third. I apologize.
Mentally, power to the third, potentially. Recognize families being attacked by anti-energy. So stand strong, structure. Do what you must.
It's that same cadence of like, you know, that like I don't know how to describe it. I don't know the pattern. I really enjoy it. I really love Big Boy. So, you know, I love Atlanta rappers. Like, I love them. Not all of them. Some of them are horrible people. But aside from that, I like Atlanta rappers because they are very poetic. And I think that Lex has also taken that like poetic stance. And I think also what works is that, I know I'm not even done with this album, but I think what works with her is that she has been around for a while, in the sense that she started her career in 2005. And obviously then that's her influence in music, is the earlier stuff, whereas obviously people now don't really listen to, I don't know why, don't listen to older hip-hop and stuff, so they don't really, they all sound very similar. And this is not me trying to compare, I just I'm intrigued and I'm liking that she sounds way different from what I had assumed she'd sound like. Does that make sense? So yeah, I'm really excited to get on to the next 3, which will be For My King featuring Leah Butler. The Mandela song is a solo, and then Durban Go with Aifani. I love that the Mandela song and Durban Go really like are like, we are South Africa. This is where we are.
I feel your glow as you unfold. Your arms begging me to hold. The supersonic so biotic.
So first we're going to start with For My King. The beat, I'm trying to find the genre. So please forgive me if this is going to sound like I'm cuckoo bananas, but it has a very South African Afro pop type beat. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay. It's like I don't know how to describe the genre. You know, when we used to listen to music, like for real, South Africans, like for real, when we used to listen to music back in the day, like in the early 2000s, I think even kind of going into, in the 2000s, there's a particular type of vibe that was going on with the type of music we're going through. Kind of like what you would classify Mafikizolo as, that type of beat. So it's like a fusion of that, obviously mixed with something else. Okay, cool. So I just had to get that out there. Sorry. It's going to bother me because I don't know what the genre is called. And I'm like, damn, I'm usually pretty good at figuring out genres. Anyway, but it has that kind of feeling. I think it has a very cute message. It's, you know, looking for your king. However, I do feel like the beat distracted me from the lyrics a bit. It was a very busy beat. So I do feel like I wasn't able to really encapsulate myself into the song. However, I do think it's cute. It just wasn't, I guess, one of my favorites. But I think for the people who really like pop, I think they'll really like this song. I'm not, again, the type of person who's not really into this is how, like when it's like, this is how you must feel. I'm not into types of music like that per se. And I think it was a very cute, like, you know, moment away from just the harder poetic type of rap. So I'm not really like mad at it, and I understand why we always need songs like this in albums, but it wasn't my fave. Though it wasn't bad, it was just a bit distracting for me, and it was very pop. And I was like, not really a pop girly, even though I have a whole series about listening to pop. They still have not convinced me to come to the other side.
Wanna be and have 7 wives. So I can teach my people how to cheat, how to lie. But when it all comes back to me, I will run and hide. Cause karma is a bitch and
Okay, and then the next song is the Mandela song. This song was actually really funny. It was not what I expected. I literally, I was expecting like Madiba did. Cause okay, funny, real quick, just sidetrack. So I went to KZN because we're doing location scouting for a movie we're going to do next year. And funny enough, every house we went to had Mandela everywhere. Even the sugar packets had Mandela quotes. It was July, so I understand it was Mandela. It was Mandela month. Let's just be honest in this country. But it's crazy how in KZN everyone just loves Madiba. Not like we don't love him elsewhere, but they love Madiba. You would think that Mandela was Zulu the way they love that man. So I literally was expecting, I'm like, oh my God, okay, someone from Durban is doing a Mandela song, but it wasn't really like about that. Ooh. It was kind of a flex type of song, which also leans into Durban Girl, but it was kind of a flex type of song. It's very funny. I think the lyricism was very smart and I really enjoyed it. It had me smiling quite a lot. The beat was really, really cool. Very chilled, like just, I like a chilled, funny, cool, you know, just kind of not messing around per se, like it wasn't like she didn't take time, but messing around like, hey, we're just gonna have some fun right now and, you know, mess around in the studio kind of vibes. That's how it feels. And I really enjoyed that. And I hope that came out right. I don't want to make it seem like people aren't doing, you know, their job. And then lastly, I listened to Durban Girl.
Durban Girl, semi-dressed, full of cess. Touch it once, then obsessed. If you don't dig, I couldn't care less.
Really, really like this song. I think Ifani was a very good feature. Again, I'm realizing she's very good at picking features. Sorry. She's very good at picking features that work with what she's trying to do, not for the sake of, hey, Ifani said he'll be part of my album. Let me just waste time and put him wherever. Do you know what I mean? I think he was a very good addition because he wasn't like there a lot, but he was there at the right moments. Does that make sense? If you listen to the song, it will make a lot of sense. Again, because of the copyright claim situation, I probably won't be able to play these. So, you know, just go listen, but I'll try put a snippet here and there if I can. But I definitely think that he had a very good energy to the song, and it borrowed to the energy she came with because she was like, I'm that bitch. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a Durban girl, okay? Like, this is what it means to be a Durban girl. I'm so you know what I mean? And I love people who are very like proud of where they come from and are very like, this is me and this is the best thing I can be. Does that make sense? And I really enjoyed it. It's nice to have like a boasty type of thing. It's kind of like when Tyler had that line, you know, you don't know, shit, I don't even know the line now. This the line in Jump. I don't know why it left my brain. Anyway, I know why it left my brain. I have no thoughts in here these days. So very dope. And what I also enjoyed was the beat. It had, you know, an Indian type of flair. If you don't know Durban, it's the second most, South Africa is the second most population of Indian people, but I think Durban in itself has a huge Indian population within the world aside from India. So it was nice to kind of pay homage to that. It was very smart because you're talking about Durban. Duh, you got to put the Indian people up in there. Like, you know. And I also like that throughout these 6 songs, you always do feel that she's very proud of who she is. She's very proud of feeling South African. It doesn't feel like she's trying to be someone else. Oh, and also actually, I forgot to say this for the Mandela song. The Mandela song reminds me again of Big Boy. In the album Speakbox and Love Below. Sorry, I'm trying to remember the song I'm thinking of. Dun, 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 dun. Is it Ghetto Music? The cadence again reminds me of Ghetto Music, I think. Yeah, I think it would be Ghetto Music. But that whole vibe was the speaker box section, with the more upbeat songs. That's kind of what the Mandela song reminds me of. And I'm curious, and I want to ask, you know, my friend if his sister is inspired by Big Boy heavily. Because she really could go like toe to toe with him in a sense of like they could make a really fun song. Does that make sense? So yeah, that is really exciting. I do love that she has a very unique sound that I didn't expect. So it's really, really fun. Let's get into the next. We have 2 more sections. The next song is Purple Black featuring Zandra, Lumo Green featuring Bongani Fasi. So Bongani Fasi is Brenda Fasi's son. Bruh, that's a big deal. And I'm just saying. And Rising featuring San Thurman. I hope I pronounced that right. And yeah, let's get, okay, wait. Why does it look like, there are 4 songs after that. So This is how it ends up going. So there are actually 13 songs on the album. This is always how it ends up going. There's always 4 songs at the end. I feel like people really like the number 13. Even with series. Well, they used to. Now it's like 6 episodes. Childish. Okay, that's not what it's about. I'll see you guys in the next one.
La 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 la, like ooh, ah, la 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 la, like ooh, ah, la 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 la, la 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 la.
Okay, we're back after listening to the second last batch. So we have Purple Black. I really like this one. It's another feeling yourself type song. I like the beat. It's very like grunge. Guys, I don't think I know genres anymore. But it's like that din din. It makes my brain feel happy, if that makes sense. And the feature did a really good job. Like, she has very nice. They have a very nice voice. Actually, I shouldn't just assume I know people's anything. Anyway, they have a very nice voice. It was complimentary. They weren't there for too long, but I definitely enjoyed it. I definitely liked the lyricism. It was very fun. I think with all 3 of these songs, and you're gonna see me constantly saying this, I definitely think that these could be in like series of films. And because I'm a filmmaker, that's how I just listen to music. So, is this not even recording? Oh my god, guys! I was talking to myself. I didn't press record. You know what? I'm just going to use the voiceover and you'll listen to me. Anyway, but I really enjoyed the song. It was really done well and I really enjoyed it. And what did I say? Yes, it feels like it's something that could be in like a movie or TV show, especially when like the protagonist is about to do something really like brave or something, or like go for a fight or something. I have hiccups now. You see, this is my life. Anyways, so I think I laughed too hard. But yes, I really enjoyed it. Next up, we have Lumo Green.
Am I green? It is what it seems. You're seeing all this green. My swag is super mean.
But I really, 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 really like the song. I think this is one of my favorites so far. It is punk rock, pop rock, something like that. I don't know the genre, but I really enjoyed it. I think her voice goes really well with this type of music. Her voice goes really well with a lot of different types of music. And I think I said this in the beginning, South African hip hop artists are very good at not just sticking to hip hop beats, because, you know, we are versatile in this country. Okay. We have many cultures, guys, but I definitely think this was a very, very nice song. I really enjoyed the beat. My only critique is that I wish Bongani's voice was a bit louder, because it kind of fades a bit into the instrumental, because I enjoyed he's like, it reminds me of, how do you pronounce, is it Yves or Yves Tuma? I apologize for the butchering of his name because I really love his music, but it reminds me of Yves Tuma on Willow Smith's song, Why Is It Leaving Perfectly Close? Yes? I'll double check. So it's kind of like coming in moments. It's like, very rock kind of vibes, but not being the whole song. You know what I mean? So I really enjoyed his vocalization. I just wish it was louder to, you know, enjoy it even more. But regardless of that, I think it was a freaking dope song. I want to listen to it again. So, you know, that's what I'm excited about, is, you know, listen to it again. And actually, it's funny, when I was listening to the song, it reminded me of, you know, the time when especially Nickelodeon would make all these really cool teen, what you call these things? Teen, like As Told by Ginger vibes, Rocket Power, those type of things. And then they would use actual musicians to like make the theme music. This song feels like it could be something like that, which was again exciting to my millennial brain. I was just like, it feels like you know, the song reminds me of something I'd listen to as one of those theme songs too, which is a huge high compliment, because not many songs could fit into any of those things. Like, you know, to have an iconic theme song, for example, and you want to listen to that song outside of the show, that's crazy. That's kind of what Lumo Green made me feel. It feels like it could be really dope as an animated something too. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it. As I said, I'm a filmmaker, so everything's always going to go back to film.
At its humble beginnings, with a vision and a heart full of feelings, dreams as tall as the building.
Lastly, we have Rise, which was a more inspirational, you know, lift your voice up, I will rise type of song. And sorry, may I get this guy's name again? San Thurman. San Thurman has a really, really beautiful voice that really complemented with Lex's voice. I like as much as I don't like being told what to do, I do like inspirational songs sometimes. I think this is one of those inspirational songs that I really enjoyed. The beat was also really, really complimentary. Again, with the drums, I love me some good drums. So I really think that they did a great job with the song. It made me feel inspired. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's the point of a song like Rise, is to feel like you're like, you know what? I will rise, and I think that's also very important in an album like this. It kind of, you have to, because if I'm reading it well, this project is about her and is about who she is and who she's becoming. And I think what I enjoy is that from top to bottom so long, it has been very, in a good way, braggy. Like, I am that girl, you know what I mean? And the light just changed. That's great. But yes, it is that I'm that girl, I'm that woman, I am going to rise, I am going to, succeed. This is my moment. And I think that having a song like this that not only says that I, Lex, am that person, but also we will rise kind of thing feels really good. And it's a very nice calming moment as like the 9th song, because you have a moment to just breathe after having like bangers, if that makes sense. So I really enjoyed that. But yeah, let's get on to the last 4 songs, which are Catch It and Keep, which is a solo song, Electro Be My Cult, Punctation 102 featuring I Funny Again, that's exciting, and the Boom Boom featuring the Red Hillers. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's see how this album ends, and then I'll talk about the project body as a whole. And yeah, but so far I'm like, definitely check this out, guys. This is a vibe. Okay, cool. Let's go. All right, guys, we made it to the end where we are going to talk about the last batch. These songs were actually quite quick. Or they just felt quick. I don't know why. Anyway, but let's get into it. So Catch It and Keep.
Like an addict, diplomatic in my character, Bashina blossom palette, taste the repertoire of habit.
And actually, by the way, I said the song before this, Rise, it's called The Rising. My bad. I need to stop remixing titles. But anyway, let's get into it. So Catch It and Keep is again another like pop, like bop type of song. Again, not one of my faves, but it's not bad. I did enjoy it. It was nice. It was unique again because she does this very interesting like double voice thing throughout the whole album. So she does this really interesting double voice thing, which makes things sound a bit different and more unique. But again, I'm not really a pop girly, so it is hard for me to like a pop song unless I listen to it quite a few times. And when I say pop, I mean straight through pop, because I know like pop as a genre is very confusing to me because I don't actually know what classifies anything as pop. But yes, I definitely enjoyed it. It was really, really nice. But I don't think it's really my vibe per se, but it had like a very fun message to it. But yeah, not too bad. And then in the song though, I do think she says the earth slur, so I'm not too sure if she's gay. I hope she is, because don't say that word unless you are, please, I beg of you. But I don't want to come at people. I know we're all learning. So this is the thing, this is why I need lyrics, because I need to check what people said. Do you know what I'm saying? I need to like double check, because sometimes things sound like things. So I don't want to be like, she definitely should. No. But if she did and she's not queer, please don't say that word.
Game is not a walk in the park, it's a big looming giant screaming in the dark.
Give me my culture back.
Next is Electro Be My Cult. I liked this because it was kind of an interesting message to me of what do you call it? I want to say cultural appropriation. I'll say cultural erasure, perhaps. If I'm getting the message right. Again, this is just one listen, so I'm just going off what I'm understanding from the song. So again, if any of the interpretations I made are wrong, it's because I've only listened to it once. But it feels like it's about cultural erasure and kind of getting one's culture back. I mean, it is what she says, but aside from that, it is this idea of like looking at what her culture is to herself. Also looking at what hip hop culture is to her and wanting, to kind of reclaim it, which is really interesting. And also kind of coming for the people who take hip-hop culture in a different tone to what it's meant to be. Just a little, not a jab per se, but a kind of introspection of like, if you're in this hip-hop culture, what are you doing here, kind of thing. That's kind of how I interpreted it. But, I don't even think it's just about hip-hop, but culture in general, her culture in general, which again, as I said, this whole project is about her and how she is perceived and all those things.
Punk tuition, hey, punk tuition, hey, punk tuition, hey.
Editing Jules here, so I just want to apologize. I keep saying punctation instead of punk tuition, so that is the actual name of the song. I was sick before filming this, so I am butchering it a bit. I do apologize. It's not on purpose. My brain was just reading everything so weirdly. Punctation 102, again, her and I finally have a great chemistry. They really bounce off each other very well. I really enjoyed this. I enjoyed it reminds me again, like, because of where she comes from and like her influences, I'm assuming she has a very good knack of like this nostalgic type of music that I miss. Because it's funny, I realize now after listening to this how much punk I actually used to listen to when I was younger because of the music we were all exposed to. It wasn't the same as now where it's like we listen to, like, there's streaming platforms, so we all listen to such diverse things. Aside from what our parents would bring into our home, if we're all watching I think at least at the time there's 3 channels that played music, you were going to have a very, vast knowledge of music. You were going to listen to the hip hop, you were going to listen to the souls, the R&Bs, and the punk and the rock. It would be there. Even the country, if you dabbled onto VH1, right? So like, it's reminding me of this very diverse music I used to listen to when listening to this song specifically. And it was I actually only realized now that it's a punk song and I find it on it. That's going to sound very interesting. Having Vanak on a punk song, bro, like that is kind of freaking cool. Having a punk South African song, I mean, there's probably a bunch, you know what I mean? People of color, more than just like, who you'd expect in punk. And it is a very, like, as she said, I'm here to make noise type of song. And I really thoroughly enjoyed this one. I'm realizing I do like her on like a rock kind of punk kind of beat. She really sounds good in these types of beats. And then last we have the Boom Boom. This song is mostly what is it called? When an artist kind of lets their features dominate the song a bit more than they do. Drake does it a lot in some songs. So I definitely feel that this was one of those songs. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed some people's rap styles a bit more from the Red Hillers than others. I don't know who each person is. I did enjoy it. It was nice. It was a very united type of song. It reminds me of my boy's song, East Side, where, you bring a bunch of people to kind of come through and like rap, and it's not necessarily about you. If that makes sense. Should also check that one out. This is not me shamelessly plugging my boy, but why not? Because we're here. Anyway, so yes, overall, hey guys, English. Overall, I think that the album is a very cohesive album. I understand that thematically it is about Lex. It wasn't like, this is supposed to be about you, why are we talking about other things? I think everything was about her like culture, her whereabouts, who she wants to become, and what she's feeling at this moment. And it really, like, even with the cover of the album, it really speaks to this idea of becoming someone new and also knowing who you are. Does that make sense? And like saying, I'm showing the world who I am and this is me, kind of thing. So I definitely feel like the Lexikon project, the Lexikon 2.0 project, really, why can't I say anyway? I think it really encapsulated itself well, and I can feel it as I'm listening to the album. I never had a moment where I'm like, okay, what the hell is this doing here? Do you know what I mean? I really enjoyed it. So from top to bottom, I definitely think that as much as the Boom Boom is a nice song, I don't think it should have been the last song. I think something like The Rising or Punctation 102 possibly could have been the last song. I think it would have made a bit more sense. I think the Boom Boom is kind of a middle song, like a break more than a closer. That will be my critique for that. I definitely think that, like, yeah, it just feels like a kind of, hey, if you need a moment to just take a break from hearing me poetically rap, here's a song. Does that make sense? And you want to hear these other people that I really look up to or think they're really dope, here's a break. More than like this is how we're closing off the song. Even though it was a fun song, I definitely think that she should have ended off the same way she led the album, with more of her own voice telling us who she is. So I think The Rising or Punctation would definitely have been a bit of a better choice for that, just so that it closes off the book nicely, if that makes sense. Not like it was bad, but this is always me. Every single time, I don't know who I think I am because I'm not a musician. I'm just an audience member, which doesn't mean my statement is invalid, but it doesn't take away from the album. It doesn't make it bad. It doesn't make, you know what I mean? It's just an opinion. I'm just a person. You don't have to listen to me. But yes, I really, really enjoyed it. It was really fun, and I definitely think that everyone should check it out. South Africa, rise up. Listen to your girl. Listen to Lex Lafoy. She's really, really dope. I'd like to actually listen to her other 2 projects that are on Spotify and her other singles. And I definitely think that, I don't know if you've worked with Ifani before, this moment, you should definitely, you guys could literally do a collab album or an EP. Let me not say an album, because an album is a lot of pressure. You do a collab EP, bro. You guys really sound good together. It's ridiculous. Also, you and, why am I forgetting this guy's name? San Thurman sound really good together. And Bongani Fasi. And also Lex and Rock is a vibe. Lex Rock, okay, Lex Punk, I don't know what genre to call it. I do apologize if I'm getting wrong. I think is also really a vibe because your voice sounds really, really cool for that type of genre, because you're like a rapper but also you have a musical singy voice too. So I definitely think that you would kill if you made and this is me not knowing if you've done it before, so please, if you have, just ignore what I'm saying. But if you ever want to make an EP that's just kind of different to what you did right now, I definitely think a punk EP would be freaking amazing. Because you kind of kill it. You're kind of eating, you know what I mean? I definitely think that, oh yeah, it's my favorites, sorry. Let's figure out my favorites. Okay, cool. That's me auditioning to be part of your next album. Okay, my favorites in no particular order. I would definitely say I like Durban Girl. I love Luma Green. So actually Luma Green's my top, but the rest are just no order. Anyway, Durban Girl, I like the Mandela song, and Punctation is really, really dope, and The Rising is really dope. Yeah, those are my tops, the tops of the tops. So yeah, you did a really great job, Lex. This was super exciting. I'm glad I got to listen. Thank you to your management for reaching out to me. I know I feel so special. I know it sounds super official, but it's because we know each other. So let me not make it sound like, your PR team reached out to my little channel. But this was super exciting. Hey, if there's any other local people who want me to listen to their albums and react and want honest feedback, because I'm not going to just suck your toe because I'm a local. You know me, I'm honest. So definitely hit me up. I was gonna say Instagram, but I'm trying to take a social media break. You can email me. My email is somewhere. It's in the description. I definitely want to listen to more South African artists, different genres. Let's go, bruh. Let's have a listening to this for the first time South African version. But yeah, guys, hope to see you in the next one. I will be listening to 2 more pop girlies that I know the Americans are going to like, and also going to judge me because they're going to be like, you haven't listened to this? It's been out for 70 years. Relax. Okay? Let's all collectively calm down. I'm getting there. I'm busy. Okay? I can't listen to everything and watch everything. I'm one person and play every game and know everything. And then hang out with my friends and hang out with myself, hang out with my family. Too much is happening in the world. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. This was really fun. I do miss listening to people's music and judging. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this. Leave your comments below. Are you gonna listen to the album? You should. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.